Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Skip, aka Skip here of the Sacktown Breakdown, coming down to break down another one, man. Coming down to break down another one of these. If you're looking live, if you're watching live, that's a L. Kings lose again to the 76ers, 102 to 94. Alving Gentry's first game as head coach, aka also the interim head coach of the Sacramento Kings, and it's a real stinker, everybody. But same thing. Hopefully, most of us didn't expect too much of a difference and what the outcome was going to be on that game, even with Philly's depleted roster. But again, I am Skip, aka Skip and Tosh here of the Sacktown Breakdown. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time, if you've been here before, welcome back. Of course, anybody that's been here before, and for the newcomers, we break down Sacramento Kings games. We break down Sacramento Kings related news. We break down some Stockton Kings news every now and then. We also break down stuff about the Kings Guard Gaming, their NBA 2K team. So if you're interested in Kings talk, if you're interested in, talking in the comments down below, if you want to do Twitter, we're there. If you want to hop in the chat on Twitch, we are there as well. We also have a Discord server if you want to get in there and chat it up. However you want to talk, we're pretty much available in most places. Just no Facebook and no Instagram. We're going to keep it like that. Not a big Zook fan. Anyway, I'm also not a fan of this team right now and how they're performing or their lack of performance. It's just crazy. But there are a few people that I am a really big fan of. One of those is Tabu Ohana. Tabu Ohana, gaming chairs, desk chairs, really chairs, period. If you are looking to get that gamer in your life, get them out of that folding chair where it's hurting their behind, causing sciatica, you know what I mean? And it just looks like a terrible eyesore anytime you got to walk past them in a room. You can get them a nice, black, cushy, leathery chair, nice pillow headrest, you know what I mean? Embroidery in the seats, get the name in there, nice big old emblem on the back. Something that looks lean and mean. And if you're a business professional and you need to upgrade your office chair, you need to be leaning back and being a little more comfortable while you're making those important decisions. Might as well do it in a comfortable chair. And right now, Tabo Ohana has up to 45% off select chairs on their website. And if you use my code SKIPTC, SKIPTC, you can get an additional $40 off of that chair. So that takes it past a 45% discount if you use my code. So tabuohana.com, TABUOHANA. Don't apologize. Just be yourself. Also, big shout out to, I got it right this time, Computer Booter. If you're looking for a gaming lounge, if you're looking for a gift shop to get that gaming in your life, some gifts, old retro games, old retro consoles, if you're looking for the Duck Hunt guns, if you're looking for GameCube controllers, if you're a Super Smash Brothers player and you look at and you don't want the newer Nintendo made, like Smash Brothers controller, but you want that GameCube controller, the one that had a little bit shorter of a cord but had all the different colors and stuff like that, Game Boys. Or just, like I said, really just like gifts. They got hats. They got, I think posters. They got keychain things, all sorts of things in Computer Booter. Go check them out. Dave is an incredible guy. It's a repair shop as well, so you can get yourself a quote. So if you just want to go rent, a Sega Saturn or a Sega Dreamcast, that was my joint. You just want to play for a few hours, go in there and hit them up. It's a great place to hang out. Super Smash Brothers tournaments here and there. Check them out. You got to be local. It is in Carmichael, which is right next to Sacktown. It's in Sacramento County. But it's a great place to spend your time. It's a great place to spend your money. And Dave is an awesome guy to support if you want to support a local business. Now, 420 in, and we talked a little about those stinky Kings, but let's go ahead and, hate to say it, but let's go ahead and expose them. Sacramento Kings 102 to 94, and it was a bigger gap too, but they started to close it in the last minute. But you can see that Philadelphia played with a depleted roster. You will not see Joel Embiid's name on here. You will not see Tobias Harris's name on here. Of course, you ain't gonna see Ben Simmons, but I'm sure a lot of y'all were hoping to see Ben Simmons here so you can evaluate him and tell Monty how we need to get him so he can get us to the playoffs, even though he can't shoot. He got bad attitude, and he don't want to play for a better franchise, but you think he'll come here and play for a worse franchise, and you think he'll play the power forward. because he's just going to listen to Alving Gentry, and he's just going to play the power forward. I don't know how that's going to work out, y'all, but hey, fan how you want to fan. Shout out to my man Oliver. I know he's a big Ben Simmons fan. I love the defensive capabilities, but on a worse team with worse talent, expect a worse performance. Matisse Thybulle, though, that's someone that I did want in a trade. I wanted him back in a trade, but they ain't letting him go. Had 15 minutes in his 32, had 15 points in his 32 minutes, had 3 steals and 2 blocks because he is a defensive stalwart. Georges Niang played 38 minutes, filled it up with 12. He had 5 rebounds as well. Big Stinky Drummond is what me and my friends call him, a.k.a. Andre Drummond. He came in, had 23 rebounds and 9 points. He had 16 defensive rebounds. Good Lord. Furkan Korkmaz. Got to bring in Korkmaz, 27 minutes. He only had 11 points. Shot 50% from 3. I thought he was going to put up more threes. I was a little surprised that he only shot that many. But Tyrese Maxey, that is a guy that is just plays like he's on fire. Love the fire that Tyrese Maxey plays, and especially, oh my goodness, during Summer League, he was lighting people up. He looked like a man amongst boys. 35 minutes. He missed all of his three-pointers, surprisingly, but he did end with 24 points and 4 assists. Shake Milton, he's another Kings killer, always just kills us when he plays us. He played 36 minutes, and it was 16. And, Isaiah Joe. 17 minutes, he had 11 points. Good Lord. And he's at the bottom of the list. All right, let's go over and take a look at these Kings. Harrison Barnes in his 36 minutes only had 10 points. He only made one of his 5 threes. I think that was one of his worst three-point shooting games this year. Mo Harkless started 18 minutes. He had 2 points. Notice he didn't play more than 20 minutes in the game. Rashawn Holmes, 27 minutes. He had 8 rebounds and 18 points, so almost got a double-double there. He was getting close. Tyrese Halliburton had probably his worst performance of the entire season. He didn't make a single three-pointer. He did have 9 assists, and he had 5 rebounds, but he ended the game with 0 points. And it sucked because it was on his mom's birthday. I'm sure he wanted to make that special, but just didn't work out that way. You can't. I know a lot of other people were talking about having Ben Simmons run with Tyrese Halliburton. You want to trade Fox, have him one with Tyrese Halliburton, Ben Simmons, and Tyrese. This is a guy who's not ready to lead. He's not ready. He's not like he could lead the second unit, but he's not ready to lead an NBA first unit, and he's really not ready to lead for more than 20 minutes a game right now in total. He's not ready for that. You can't come out and have games like that. He doesn't even understand that if his shot's not dropping, he got to get to the free throw line. He don't even understand that. It's not that he doesn't understand the concept, but in the heat of the game, that's not something that is so ingrained in him that he will ensure that it happens, so that way we stop runs and get buckets. And he's just not built for that yet. He just doesn't have the muscle mass to really make it happen. It's not his play style. So although you love the ball movement, and we love the ball movement, and we love the high IQ plays and whatnot. We love the height, for the visibility on the court. We love the transition playmaking. This is maybe one day, but this is not a guy in his second year that is ready to run and be the lead point guard for more than 35 minutes a game. Really, not even 20 minutes a game for an NBA ball club. He's just not there yet. And you can't be averaging 12 points a game and be that guy. That would make you not that guy, in addition to the fact that it's not because he can't score more. It's because he passes up too many shots and he's not aggressive enough. He's not ready. He's just not. But I can't wait till he is. Ooh, it's gonna be beautiful. Alex Lynn. Or no, we gotta go to Fox. 36 minutes. He had 23 points. So Fox had a decent game. 5 rebounds, only 2 assists. Not great. Alex Lynn did get some tick. 9 minutes. He got 4 points. He had a rebound. Davion Mitchell, 24 minutes. He had 4 points. Ended with how many fouls? Okay, only 2 fouls this game. That's good. He had 3 rebounds. We're going to talk about Davion Mitchell. Yeah, that's another person that some of y'all would like to elevate into the starting role. because I think a lot of y'all, what you said the lineup would be Tyrese Halliburton, or I don't know if you want to flip flop it, but it sounds like you want Tyrese Halliburton at the main ball handler. You want to have Davion Mitchell as a secondary ball handler, aka the shooting guard and the defensive, kind of stopper. You want to have Harrison Barnes at the 3. Most of you say Harrison Barnes at 3. You want to have Ben Simmons at the 4, and then you want to have Rashawn Holmes at the 5, which would give us only 2 shooters on the floor because Ben can't shoot threes, or really he can't even. He doesn't even really have a much of a mid range. He's got a little bit of a mid range. Rashawn Holmes is not a 3-point shooter. He can't space the floor. And Davion Mitchell has been shooting terribly from 3 right now. He is extremely inconsistent. While Tyrese Halliburton's shooting percentage is steadily dipping because he is also shooting inconsistently. He is not hitting the 3 enough. So basically, yeah, you want a bunch of defense and you want no offense, which isn't going to get it done. And if y'all want to give away Buddy Hield too, like who's going to be coming off the bench for us, or are we saying people want to keep Buddy Hield now and just trade De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley? That's how dysfunctional we are. Kings fans aren't even thinking straight. I don't blame you. We're just trying to fix our team, but that ain't the way to do it. And we could talk about it. Let me know in the comments why I'm a dummy and why I'm stupid for thinking that way. Because I would definitely take Ben Simmons on my team, but not giving up De'Aaron Fox, someone who actually scores the ball in order to do it. In a guards league in the West where you have to score buckets. They say defense wins playoff games and defense wins championships. No, it doesn't. Defense doesn't win championships. You know what wins championships? Having a higher score than the other team. Getting stops at times when you need them can help you win championships, but you'll never have a game where you can't score enough, but you get all these stops and you win. You got to be able to score the ball. The team with the higher score wins the game and wins the championship. But it's a nice saying, defense wins. I mean, we like the way that sounds, especially how bad our defenses have been over the years. So I get it. Defense wins championships. But I thought about it one day, and instead of just hearing it and just saying, yeah, I thought about it one day, and I was like, oh, that's wrong. Anyway, Davion Mitchell, yeah, like we said, he didn't really do much in that game. Had some good defensive plays, and I do like his little thing where he'll get into the paint and then he'll like pivot back and pass the ball. Like it's good drive and then penetrate and then kick. It's solid when it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Marvin Bagley played. Look at that, and he had a whole 5 rebounds and 4 points. Our number 2 pick. We're not even getting his trade value up. Like that's how terrible we are. We're not even giving him enough minutes to look like a better trade piece so we can get a better piece back for him. I'm totally fine with trading Marvin Bagley. We pissed away a number 2 pick. We are so stupid for that. Even for not picking Luka and then keeping Bagley and not developing him, we are a terrible franchise for that. And some of that is on him, don't get me wrong, but still, at the end of the day, you either make it work or you don't as a franchise. But now it's at the point where we can't just let him walk for nothing. I mean, we can. Monty's done that before. It didn't work out well. But we're like the only way to get value out of him is to sign him back up. And then we might even have to compete with some teams on his on his offer, just so we don't lose what was a number 2 pick and get nothing back from him. The most cardinal sin that the Kings can make with Marvin Bagley at this point is letting him walk away and not getting anything back from him. And we can't be emotional about that. This is a business. I know we don't like Bagley and his family. I don't have as big of an issue with Bagley. Like his dad is nuts, and Bagley's done some stupid things. But I don't have as big of an issue with this basketball player as a lot of other people do. But I'm just saying, get out of our emotions and our feelings for a minute. If we get nothing back for that, then that means that we had a number 2 pick that we just punted. Even if we picked the wrong person, we just punted a number 2 pick. If we get nothing back from Marvin Bagley, mark my words, we will be losers longer. And you tell me if you would rather get Marvin Bagley's value up to get something back from him, even if he got to be on the squad for one more year, or if you would rather be a winner sooner. And if your answer is you would rather be a loser and get nothing back from Marvin Bagley and be a loser longer, that lets you know you feel too strongly about Marvin Bagley. Soul searching there. Terrence Davis didn't play. Damian Jones didn't play. Chimezie Metu didn't even play. Not only did he not start, he didn't even play. I guess it's only proper for us to do. Yeah, so, 6-12 is where we're at now. 12th in the West. 13th in points per game. We went from like 3rd and then 5th and then 7th, and we plummeted. Now, we were only around like 111, 110 at that time anyway. So to come down to 108, it's only a few points down, but there's just a lot of teams that were around that 107 mark. So, that 110 mark. So when we fell below it, it put us down a bunch of spots. So as of right now, our offense, and it was propped up also by that Charlotte game, us scoring 140 points. So we really should have been lower a long time ago, but we scored 140 points in a game, and it messed up our numbers, or it jacked up our numbers. But so now we're middle in the pack for offense, and really, that's an exaggeration. I said we're probably, in all reality, closer to like 17th, 18th for offense, and then on defense we are 25th, which in reality I think really we would be like 27th. Again, just we held a few teams, or a few teams didn't score very well against us. But still beat us. So that's that. Rebounds were 23rd, and assists per game were 23rd. So just everything about this just says, mediocre team at best, but we're the Kings, so we know that really we're really bad. The team is shooting 33% from 3 right now, so we're shooting below league average. Another reason why Luke's strategy wasn't going to work, because we're ignoring the paint too much and just shooting threes too much and not hitting them. And that's that. Anyway, let's go to Fox Watch so we can get out of here. Yeah, Fox is down to 19.9 points per game, so he's not in the 20 points per game right now. Over the course of the season, that'll go back up. But he's being affected by the rule change, and he's also being affected by sucking at shooting 3-pointers and sucking at free throws. His free throw percentage, though, is steadily rising because he has been doing better at them. So right now he's at 71%, which is god-awful and terrible. He ended last season at basically 72%. So as of right now, he's getting back to where he was last season. Hopefully he ends better. He is shooting it better over the course of the last few games, but still not well enough. So it hurts the team overall, hurts him. So that's that. Tyrese Watch. Reese Watch. Let's call it Reese Watch. Right now, again, he's averaging 12.1 points per game. Again, I'm going to keep saying this just so people get it through their head. His score is that low because he's not aggressive enough. It's not because he doesn't get enough opportunities to score or shoot. It's because he's not aggressive enough. He's not there yet. He needs to develop more. But 12 points per game from your starting shooting guard is going to equal you being a losing team. Yeah. So we're a losing team, and Tyrese Halliburton contributes to that. Now, any good flow that our offense has, or majority of it, is also contributed to Tyrese Halliburton because he's a solid player in the half court. Now, if he just would be more aggressive, we'd really have something, because we need 2 guards attacking. It can't be one guard attacking in De'Aaron Fox and then another guard, and Tyrese Halliburton looking for everybody else's shot more than his own when he is one of the next most capable scorers on our squad. And yeah, everything else, 37.7%. So his 3-point shooting percentage is steadily declining. But, I expect it to go back up. I expected him to end around 39% from 3 when it's all said and done at the end of this season. Yeah, no purple mic because I did the purple mic last time. So just back up. Alving Gentry's first game. How did it look? Well, they started off very good. They started off with a lot of energy. They started off matching. We were running. We were much faster. The pace was higher. We were getting into the half court a lot quicker, getting past the half court timeline a lot better. And we were in the lead, and we were battling, and we were down, and we battled back. But ultimately, it's Philadelphia. Even with their bench units, Doc Rivers is a better coach than Alvin Gentry. It's our first time playing with our new coach. We only had one practice to implement some of the things that he wanted to do. Alvin Gentry went on record saying it's not going to be a massive change, which one, he said he and Luke were already like pretty neck and neck, like on the same page about how the team should be playing. Now, I would say I would beg to differ because the team is playing a lot faster than they did under Luke Walton. Like Gentry got them running and gunning. And when it was working good, it looked fun. It looked exciting. It looked closer to what Joerger was doing when Joerger had our tempo up. And we won 39 games. And we could have won 41 games, but Dave Joerger didn't care about the last two, so he smoked them. Thanks, Dave Joerger. But also shout out to Dave Joerger, dealing with some personal health related issues right now. So get well soon, Coach Joerger. So yeah, and then I liked what Alvin Gentry had to say after the game, about players. We got to find some guys that want to run, and if it's not the guys that are on the court, then he's going to find some other guys that will get the job done. So I like that, letting it be known. Now, of course, as all the players have been saying and all that other stuff lately, it's all talk until you actually make it happen, right? Until you make it happen, it's all talk. So I got to see him execute on that. But I mean, seeing Chimezie Metu out of the starting lineup is definitely Alvin Gentry putting his stamp on the game. Now, seeing Maurice Harkless start is also him putting his stamp on the game, but also seeing like he actually made adjustments like in the middle of the game, stuff that Luke Walton just struggled to do and like wouldn't do. So it's good to see that too. Alvin Gentry is a better head coach than Luke Walton. He's got more experience. He's had more success, even though it was with the Suns team. And right after it came up behind Mike D'Antoni, who I've been talking about is likely going to be the next head coach of the Sacramento Kings. Very, very likely that he is, especially if we decide to not be stupid and actually go with the coach that has had success, that is available, who is coaching a good team right now, or at least assistant coach. It's so odd that, and let me just double check this before I speak out of my mouth. I could have sworn I seen it, but let me just make sure, because I feel like I'm living in the Matrix sometimes. Okay. All right. That's what I thought. Yeah, it was interesting seeing him, how he was coaching Steve Nash, and then for him to go over to the Brooklyn Nets and like be a part of that team, at that time, was just really interesting. So now he's currently a coaching consultant. I guess he's given some notes over to the New Orleans Pelicans, again, where oddly enough, Alvin Gentry just came from. But I think with the relationship that Monty McNair has with Mike D'Antoni, from knowing him when Monty McNair was assistant GM over with the Houston Rockets, and Mike D'Antoni had that year where they were one game away from eliminating the Golden State Warriors. We have guys that are built to play fast. Excuse me, and we have a team that's built to play fast. And Mike D'Antoni coaches an up-tempo offense. So with all those things being the case, and him having success, it just makes too much sense for him to not be our coach next year. So that's my expectation. That's what I expect to see. But my pick for our next coach is Kenny Atkinson, who oddly enough was the head coach of the Brooklyn Nets just some seasons ago. I think just 2 seasons ago, and then 3 is when he took them into the playoffs, if I believe correctly. I think that was the first time 2 seasons ago he still took him there. But that's who I want for our head coach. Steve Clifford to either be an associate head coach, if not a head coach. If we can't land D'Antoni, if we can't land Kenny Atkinson, I would take that as well. I just don't want a first-time head coach. I don't want that. I'm sick and tired of being people's experiment. Sacramento Kings are not an experiment. They have a need. They need a good, experienced coach who knows how to turn a team around. So, I know, Monty, I know you're a first-time GM, but don't be stupid. Get us someone that can, and he supercharges his point guards. Steve Nash, MVP seasons after that. James Harden, MVP seasons after Mike D'Antoni got there. De'Aaron Fox will take a leap. And think about it. We have De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton. So imagine if he supercharges both of them at the same time, Fox and Halliburton. Now we're talking about a double-headed snake. Imagine if he supercharges 3 of them. Imagine what Mike D'Antoni could do if he got his hands on our 3 point guards, Tyrese Halliburton, De'Aaron Fox, and Davion Mitchell. Imagine what he would turn them into. And Reese can already defend, and Davion can already defend. So we don't have to worry about the defense that much. And again, if we need defense, we need to throw money at Steve Clifford. And if you watch the eulogy that I did, me and Schwab did on Luke Walton, you would also know that I want to call in Jerry West. They need to break the bank open and just get him here. He's turned the Lakers around. He turned the Clippers around. He turned Golden State around. He needs to come here and help turn us around, because we need to end this streak. In Jerry West, the logo, if he can't do it, no one can. If he comes here and he can't do it, we're cursed. And Vivek would have to stay the hell out of the way if Jerry West got here. Anyway, let's take a look at the next game, then we'll get out of here. Tonight, the Sacramento Kings are playing the Portland Trail Blazers. Blazers head on road in search of 5th straight win. So they are on a winning streak right now. We're on a losing streak. So what do you think that's going to equal out to? They also have a better record than us currently. And we beat them last time by 3 points. So that was the first game of the season. But they whooped us up. Oh, no, that was early. Okay, excuse me. So those are those games. I mean, we beat them before. Okay, yeah, when we played. Oh, wait. Yeah, we beat them by 3 when we played them earlier in the year. And then before, in last season this year, they whooped us up. And yep, they whooped us up. And okay, and then we beat them. We beat them once in March 2020. That was the last time we beat them, minus the last game we played where it was beat them by 3 points. I expect for us to get whooped up. Alving Gentry ain't up to the task. I know some people are talking about Terry Stotts. Shout out to Terry Stotts, former coach of the Trailblazers. Talking about Terry Stotts. I'm not totally sold on Terry. I mean, he's a better coach than Luke Walton. I would say Terry Stotts is even a better coach than Alving Gentry. Their biggest issue is when Terry Stotts was winning is when they were able to get him talent. And when Terry Stotts started losing, mostly was when the talent started to leave and they couldn't keep it because they were giving Allen Crabbe, max contracts and stuff like that. And, of course, with the big, who's over on the Nets now. Seriously, I can't think of his name. LaMarcus Aldridge. With LaMarcus Aldridge leaving, that was a really big blow to them. So Terry Stotts was as good of a coach as the talent that he had. I do think he's a better coach than Alving Gentry currently. And everybody's a better coach than Luke Walton. So that's that. I expect us to take the L tonight. If we get a win, I mean, we deserve one, so I would celebrate, but we couldn't really treat it like it was significant because we all know that it's not going to last. But I can see the Kings going on some sort of winning streak here soon after having more time with Alving Gentry and just getting the scoring back on track. I don't think we're going to do much for defense this year. Everybody was excited to see Doug Christie be an assistant coach. I was excited for Doug Christie's sake, just because I like Doug. But I never thought that he was I didn't think he was we loved how Doug would talk about defense while he was, being an analyst on TV for our games. But everybody was drinking that Kool-Aid a little bit too much. A lot of people, when they're looking at our bad defense, could call out what we need to do differently. A lot of y'all out there could call out what we needed to do differently. So I think we just got drunk off of the fact that, our defense was so bad. When Doug played here, Doug was a great defender, and how much he was talking about it. And we just got so convinced that he would be able to just turn things around. But he's been working on Marvin Bagley, and he ain't even been able to do much with Marvin Bagley, with Bagley's attitude or just with Bagley's performance out there. Doug is not the answer to our question. Can Doug help? Yes. Do we want someone on the roster that actually gives a damn? Yes. So I'm happy that Doug is there for that. But Doug was never going to be able to completely turn this team around and have more influence on our on anything related to coaching, even our defense. He wasn't going to be able to have more influence than Luke Walton. Just wasn't. And this is first year coaching. You can't expect, it's unfair to expect that much from him. That's too much pressure. He's still learning how to be an assistant coach. He's not going to come in here and turn one of the worst statistical defenses in NBA history into a top 10 defense. Yeah, he's not going to be able to do that in the first year. We're probably won't even end the year as a middle of the road defense. It's too much. Too much ask for Doug Christie. I'm just happy he's there because he's a good guy and he deserves to have a coaching spot in the NBA. He knows the game, and I hope he does go to a better team and has success there. But I hope he enjoys his time in Sacramento as an assistant coach. And I hope we continue to have realistic expectations. And it's hard to, because as cynical as I think that I am, and I try to be level-headed, I got a little happy that the Kings were winning and looking good at the beginning of the season too. But we were never going to do better than Luke Walton. We were never going to do better than what Luke Walton could achieve, and we didn't. And now we got Alving Gentry, who the defense the offense might get better, and I say it will get better, but the defense is going to get worse. And we're not going to change our win percentage this year. My hope is that we finish the season somewhere around 500. I still would like to get in the play-in, and I don't think there's too much season left to say that we definitely won't get into the play-in, because some of the other teams that we're around are not doing a whole hell of a lot better than us. Some of them only have one more win or just one less loss, things like that. So we're not completely out of it. Enough, Wolves are playing bad enough, and New Orleans is horrible, and Houston is down there. Spurs are still playing bad enough for us to kind of hang around that area. Lakers will eventually start playing better. They're playing bad right now. And Memphis is straight. Blazers started to figure out, so they'll be all right. They got Dame and CJ. But we still got a chance at the play-in. Gosh, it's grim, isn't it? Anywho, tune into the game or not. Take care of yourself. Don't worry about these Kings. Take care of yourself. If you need a night off from the Sacramento Kings, take a night off. It's a lot. I took a few days off. I watched all the games, but I took time on doing these because the Luke news came out and we covered that. Get through that whole thing. Not everybody was covering that the way that we covered it. We told a whole story with this thing. Check it out. Just let it run. Check out the podcast version. Audio only. Podcast is out there. Links are in the description. And if the link in the description doesn't work, by the way, just search it. You'll find it. It's out there. I promise. But yeah. Hangs. All right, y'all. Skip signing out. If you need a chair, Tabu Ohana got your back. TABUOHANA.com. TABUOHANA.com. 40% off of select chairs. Use my discount code SKIPTC. Get an additional $40 off of your order. Check out Computer Booter, Electronics Repair, Gaming Shop, Gift Shop, Carmichael, California. Dave is an angel. Very insightful man, very wise man. It's good to just go talk to him. He's great. And I will be seeing y'all later. Peace, y'all.